Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss the equation of leakage reactance, either refer to primary or refer to secondary. Then further you can calculate the leakage reactance refer to primary on the per unit system or the per unit basis. Now see, the arrangement of the windings are equal in length. Arrangement of the primary and secondary windings are equal in length, and or it has the equal axial length or the axial height. So in this, the leakage flux are parallel. The leakage flux are parallel to the windings along the axial length. So this one is the axial length and these are the direction of the leakage flux. So leakage flux are parallel to the direction of the axial length. Second, the MMF produced by the primary and secondary are negligibly small. We are assuming that the MMF are negligibly small. Then the magnetizing EMF is neglected. Magnetizing MMF is neglected. So what does it mean? That is the ampere turns of the primary, which is equals to the ampere turns of the secondary, which is equals to 80. Fourth one half of the total duct leakage has linking winding. So this one is the primary leakage flux, this one is the secondary leakage flux, and this one is nothing but the duct. What is this? Phi A is nothing but the leakage flux of the duct. So one half of the total duct leakage as linking winding. Then the mean turn of the primary winding is equals to the mean length turn of the secondary winding. Then MMFs are uniformly distributed. MMFs are uniformly distributed through the primary, secondary as well as in the duct. So leakage flux phi 1 for the primary, phi 2 for the secondary, phi A for the duct. Then this LC is nothing but the axial length of the winding. LC is nothing but the axial length of the winding. Then B1 is nothing but the radial width of the primary winding. B2 is nothing but the radial width of the secondary winding. And A is nothing but the radial width of the duct. Then for leakage flux phi 1, for leakage flux phi 1, the MMF acting across the strip, MMF acting across the strip. So this one is the strip, that is the X. How do you calculate? Current flowing to the primary multiplied by number of turns of the primary multiplied by strip divided by axial distance or the radial width of the primary winding. How do you calculate? Current flowing to the primary, number of turns of the primary multiplied by the width of the strip divided by the radial width of the primary winding. So what is the reluctance? The reluctance is given by axial length of the winding divided by mu 0 into LMT into D into X. So whereas dx is nothing but the width of the primary winding. So d phi 1 equals to I1 T1 X divided by B1. d phi 1 equals to I1 T1 X divided by B1. Now see the next part of this expression. So we have the leakage flux equals to I1 T1 X by V1 mu 0 LMT dx by LC. So what is the next thing? Next thing is nothing but the flux linking with T1 X divided by B1 number of turns. So flux linkages is given by d psi 1 T1 X B1, whereas d psi 1 is nothing but the change in flux. So put the value of d psi 1. D psi 1 equals to I1 T1 X divided by B1 mu 0 LMT dx by LC. So how do you calculate the d psi 1? D psi 1 equals to MMF across the strip divided by reluctance. So you will get the d psi 1. So put the value of d psi 1. After putting the value of d psi 1, we have mu 0 LMT by LC I1 T1 square X divided by V1 whole square into dx. Hence the flux linkages of the primary winding due to the leakage flux phi 1. Flux linkages of the primary winding due to the leakage flux phi 1 is denoted by psi 1. What is psi 1? Psi1 is nothing but the flux linkages of primary winding due to leakage flux Phi1. That is the Psi1. So this is the limit from 0 to B. This is the limit from 0 to B, which is equals to mu 0 LMT by LC I1 T1 square, limit from 0 to B1, limit from 0 to B1. So dx is having the limit from 0 to B1, then x by B1 whole square into dx. So after taking the integration and putting the limit 0 to B1, you will get the value psi1 equals to mu 0 LMT LC I1 T1 square is the constant, and after taking the integration of x by B1 with respect to dx and putting the limit 0 to B1 square, you will get the value B1 by 3. So what is the value of psi1? Psi1 is nothing but the flux linkages of the primary winding due to the leakage flux Phi1 equals to mu 0 LMT by LC I1 into T1 square B1 by 3. So what is the next expression? Next expression for the leakage flux linkage of the duct, and third one is nothing but the flux linkages for the secondary flux, that is the Phi2. Now see the expression for the leakage flux of the duct. So next one is nothing but the MMF across duct. So this one is the primary, this one is the secondary, and this one is the duct. Our aim is to calculate the MMF for the duct. So MMF across the duct equals to I1 into T1. Then reluctance is given by LC divided by mu 0 L0A, where L0 is nothing but the mean length of duct. L0 is nothing but the mean length of the duct. Hence the phi equals to I1 T1 divided by reluctance, means mu 0 L0A divided by LC. So as you know that the half of the duct flux linking with the either side of the winding due to the leakage flux in the duct, So phi 0 is given by half. Why half? Because half of the duct flux linking with the either winding due to the leakage flux. That's why half mu 0 LMT by LC I1 T1 square into A. So this is the equation number 2. So take L0 equals to LMT. So whatever will be the mean length of the duct equals to the mean length of the winding. So total flux, that is the for the equation 1, and the equation 2, phi 1 plus phi 0 equals to mu 0 I1 T1 square LMT by LC B1 by 3 plus A by 2. So resulting primary reactance is obtained from the flux linkages per ampere multiplied by 2 pi f. So x1 equals to, that is the resultant linkage equals linkage multiplied by 2 pi f, that is the reactance. So 2 pi f mu 0 T1 square LMT by LC B1 by 3 A by 2. So this one is I1 T1 square LMT by LC B1 by 3 plus A by 2 ohms. Similarly, you have to calculate for the secondary leakage flux. So directly we can write this for this just like a primary leakage flux. The secondary leakage flux equals to 2 pi f mu 0 as it is, then I2 into T2 square So we have total value of flux equals to mu 0 I1 T1 square LMT by LC B1 by 3 A by 2 multiplied by 2 pi f. So 2 pi f remaining values as it is, that is I1 into T1 square. Similarly x2 equals to 2 pi f I2 into T2 square LMT by LC B2 by 3 plus A by 2 ohm. Hence the total reactance equals to the referred to primary equals to the primary leakage reactance plus transferred secondary reactance from secondary to primary. So x2 dash is given by x2 multiplied by T1 by T2 square. So x1 equals to 2 pi f mu 0 T1 square, that is I1 into T1 square LMT by LC A plus B1 plus B2 divided by 3. So I1 x1 by V1, that is the per unit value. So per unit value is given by I1 x1 by V1. So we have the value of x1. So take the multiplication of I1, that is the I1 T1 whole square, I1 T1 whole square 2 pi f mu 0 LMT A plus B1 plus B2 divided by 3, and in the denominator already LC is there, V1 into LC. So in this way you can calculate the per unit reactance, leakage reactance of the cylindrical concentric coil having the equal length core type. Now see the next equation. In some cases the one secondary winding is split up into the two. So for this we have to calculate the leakage reactance and per unit reactance. So this one is the V1 as well as, then V2 is split up into two, V2 dash and V2 double dash. This one is A dash, this distance is A, then half of AT, and this one is half of AT. So from figure B, you can write directly x1 equals to 2 pi f mu 0 I1 into T1 square, I1 into T1 square LMT by LC, then A plus B2 dash plus B2 double dash plus B1 by 3 and A dash by 4. So per unit reactance is given by, that is 2 pi f mu 0 LMT AT LC as it is. In place of dividing by V1, we are dividing EMF per turn as the secondary splitter. So A plus B2 dash, this bracket as it is, which values in per unit. So in figure C, that is the third type, the sandwich type. So this one is the group 1 and this one is the group 2. V1 is divided into 2, V1 by 2, V1 by 2, and this one is half of V2 and this is the half of the V2. So what does it mean? V1 is sandwiched between V2 to V2. So for this case, again for the group 1, what is the reactance? 2 pi f mu 0, then E1 by 2 its square LMT by LC A plus B1 plus B2 by 6 ohms. So x1 equals to pi f, 2 will be cancelled out, pi f mu 0 T1 square LMT by LC A plus B1 plus B2 divided by 6 ohms. So what is the next one? Next one is nothing but the derivation for the next type of the winding. Now next thing is to calculate the leakage reactance of sandwich coils having equal radial width, and the sandwich coil means what? Every HV winding is sandwiched between the two LV winding. Every HV winding is sandwiched between the two LV winding. Then at the top and the bottom, half of the LV at the top and half of the LV at the bottom. Means what? How many HVs are there? There are 2 HVs. And how many LVs are there? Yes, 1, 2 and 3. Means what? The subdivision is odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subdivision is odd. Every HV winding is sandwiched between the two LV winding, and at the top and the bottom there must be a LV winding. So each LV coil is sandwiched between the two LV coils. Then let small n be the number of HV coils. Small n will be the number of HV coils. Then n minus 1 be the number of LV coils. N minus 1 equals to the number of LV coils. So two half sections of the LV at the end. Two half sections of the LV at the end. Then T1 equals to the number of turns per phase of the primary winding. T1 by n equals to number of turns of one full section of primary winding. T1 by 2n equals to the number of turns of half section, taking two adjacent half coils as one unit as shown in figure. Two half as a one unit, that is B1 by 2 and B2 by 2. that is half of the HV and half of the LV will be the 1 unit. So there will be a 2n such unit. How many units are there? That is n multiplied by 2. So x1n equals to 2 pi f mu 0 T1 by 2n its square LMT by WC A plus B1 plus B2 by 6. So the total reactance becomes x1n multiplied by 2n. Why? x1n is nothing but the leakage reactance per ampere for the 1 unit. How many units are there? There are 2n units. So x1n multiplied by 2n, that will be the total reactance. So 2 pi, what happens? The 2 will be cancelled out. So what is remaining? Pi f, then mu 0, then T1 by n its square. So divided by 2n square means divided by 4. Then one of the 2 will be cancelled out with the 2 and second with 2 pi f. So that's why there will not be any constant digit in the denominator as well as in the numerator. Then LMT by omega c as it is. Then A plus B1 plus B2 by 6 ohms. Then what is the next step? Next step is to calculate the per unit reactance. The per unit reactance will be, yes, what will be the total reactance, that is divided by the EMF per turn. So pi f mu 0 LMT AT and omega c as it is divided by ET. So this new term x1 T, that is the total reactance, divided by ET, that will be the per unit reactance, where AT is nothing but the full phase MMF of the primary as well as the secondary, and the leakage reactance is very much reduced. As the leakage reactance is very much reduced, what happens? Which will ultimately help providing the good voltage regulation. So this completes the all the proof. What is our next step? Next step is to solve the numericals on these equations. Now see the first numerical. A 600 kVA 6600 volt by 400 volt 50 hertz 3 phase over tape transformer has the following data. What is the first one? That is the width of the LV winding, that is the 3.0 centimeter. Second one, width of the HV winding, that is 3.0 centimeter. Width of the duct between LV and LV. Where is the duct? Between the LV winding and HV winding. That width is given, that is the 2.0 centimeter. Then height of the LV and HV winding, that is the 40 centimeter. Length of mean turn equals to 1.5 meter. HV winding turns equals to 220. Estimate leakage reactance of transformer referred to HV winding. Refer to HV means HV is primary. HV is primary means what? Our aim is to estimate the leakage reactance of the transformer of the primary side. So what is given? Width of the LV winding denoted by B1, which is given in centimeter, convert it into the meter, that is the 0.03 meter. Then width of the HV winding, that is small b2, again 3.0 centimeter, convert it into the meter, 3.03 meter. Then width of the duct is denoted by small a equals to 0.02 meter. Then height of the LV and HV winding. So height is nothing but the LC is nothing but the length of the coil. Length of the coil of the LV as well as the HV equals to 10 given in centimeter. So convert it into the meter. Then length of the mean turn, that is LMT. Length of the mean turn LMT already given in meter, 1.5 meter. HV winding turns 220. HV is primary, that's why T1 equals to 220. The rating of the transformer equals to 600 kVA. V1 by V2, that is the voltage ratio given, and F equals to supply frequency. So if we are able to collect the data, then only one formula is to calculate the leakage reactance of the transformer referred to HV winding. What is that? 2 pi F mu 0 into T1 square LMT by LC in bracket A plus B1 plus B2 by 3 ohm. So put the value of all the given as well as the constant values. 2 pi is the constant, F equals to 50, mu 0 equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, T1 square means 220 square, LMT by LC means 1.5 by 0.4, A equals to 0.02, B1 plus B2 0.03 plus 0.03 divided by 3. Hence, the value of leakage reactance of the transformer referred to HV equals to 2.866 ohm. Means what? If you are able to collect all the values given in terms of the abbreviation, that is the V1, V2, A, LC, LMT, T1, and you can convert it into the centimeter into the meter. Just we have to use the one formula. You have to put the values and you will get the value of leakage reactance of the transformer referred to HVC. So this numerical was asked for the 7 marks in the examination. Now see the next numerical. See the second numerical. Calculate the leakage reactance of 50 Hz transformer with the following data. What is the first one given? That is the mean length of the primary turn, number of turns of the primary, mean length of the secondary, number of turns of the secondary. In the previous numerical, directly mean length is given, but here the mean length of the primary and mean length of the secondary is given. The number of turns of the primary as well as the number of turns of the secondary are given. So thickness of each winding equals to 0.025 meter, width of duct equals to 0.014 meter, height of each winding equals to 0.06 meter. So what does it mean? What is given? Mean length of the primary winding means LMT1, number of turns of the primary turn, that is T1, mean length of the secondary turn, that is LMT2, number of turns of the secondary, that is T2. Then thickness of each winding equals to 0.025 means V1 equals to V2 equals to 0.025 meter. Width of the duct means small a is given equals to 0.014. Then height of the each winding, that is the length of the coil is given 0.60 meter. Then LMT equals to LMT1 plus LMT2 by 2. How will you calculate the LMT? Mean length of the primary, mean length of the secondary divided by 2. Then we have the same formula. X1 equals to 2 pi F mu 0 T1 square LMT by LC A plus B1 plus B2 by 3. So 2 pi, put the value 2 pi F mu 0 equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. T1 square means 500 square LMT by LC. LMT equals to 1.1 meter. Then LC equals to 0.060 meter. Then A equals to 0.014 meter. Then B1 B2 0.025 plus 0.025 divided by 3. If you calculate all the values, you will get the X1 equals to 5.548 ohm is the leakage reactance of a 50 Hz transformer by using the data given. So this completes our second numerical. In the next lecture, we will see the more numericals on all the leakage reactance referred to primary and secondary with the help of the data given. Okay, thank you class.